I'm very thankful.
I mean,
The
that
whole
judge
tribe.
said he had never seen anything like that in his life. I think he really wanted to give her 0, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
He had to give her something.
Are you at Calvary Worship?
No, Radiant Church is where I
Radiant.
attend.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I used to work there.
I didn't know.
Yeah, part-time. I
Radiant.
was kind of the greeting pastor, you know, the guy that oversaw.
You're an
that stuff.
excellent greeter.
Oh, thank you.
You and Michelle were greeting at that other church.
Yeah.
North.
Yeah. We love greeting humans,
Yeah.
right? So, Radiant. So that's cool. Yeah, so back with you, Jane Yarbrough.
Yes.
It's
the easy to say name today.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey, my friend.
Sure. Well, I'm unlike many counselors / life coach people because most of those people had a tough life and something to help people with. And really for me, it wasn't until I adopted children and I guess it started with infertility, which was a hard hit. And something where you and your husband are both hit at the same time. And you know, you pick each other up and then all of a sudden you're both. And I look back and I go, what I would give now if someone had stepped into my life and offered a way for me to process or go through that at all. Because then you want to adopt and you go through counseling and hoops to adopt, but you want to appear like you're together, you know? Yeah. So in a way, anyone who's adopting is usually not at their best. Yeah. So I would, that would be one thing I would love to see change.
Is that what created your space?
Well, what happened is I ended up adopting 2 daughters that, unbeknownst to me, both had been exposed to drugs and alcohol and a lot of stuff. Yeah. Which is, well, I got them both from the hospital.
Oh, so they're babies?
They were babies, yes.
Wow.
But they had been through a lot in utero. Yeah. And just not knowing that abandonment and rejection and the things that just come with someone who's been given up by their mom and who's been through a traumatic pregnancy. That's right. So that's where I learned about trauma. So at about, they're teenagers, they're struggling, they're having issues that other kids their age aren't. But let's face it, any teen's going through stuff. Yeah. And so then I'm watching them go through this Christian counseling and I'm amazed. I am just amazed at the turnaround. And then I'm like, Jane, you need counseling. Jane, you need this more than, at least as much as they do. So that, it was a backwards way for me to get to that.
Yeah.
But
how did your marriage survive that?
How did my marriage survive that? That's really interesting because earlier, before I was married, I remember couples suffering infertility who split up. I mean, that was it.
It's a big thing.
I do think like
blaming each other,
just like anything really hard that happens in life, it's going to drive you closer to God or it's going to drive you further away from God. And for both me and my husband, it drove us closer to God. And I don't know that it drove us closer together, except for that we were both driving closer to God, and that was the end result. Yeah. Exactly. So really, it did not seem phenomenal to me at the time. I just thought we were barely getting up and living each day for a while. But the truth was that was a miracle. Yeah. That was something, and something now that I can say. I've been married 33 years. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love
it's strange to me that how we classify miracles, Lisa. Oftentimes, there is not a human walking the face of earth that hasn't experienced a miracle.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no such thing as that. Yeah, it's just that we think it's some kind of boom, something automatically appears and etc. Our lives are miracles. Yeah. Yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the things that we go through, how we come out on the other side, what a miracle your life has been. Yes. Right? It's easy to unravel and uncover. We'll get back to that because thank you for
thank you for asking.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, Jane. Love it. Yeah, you're awesome. Yeah. Young lady, tell us a little bit about the journey. So you can't look down at those notes.
My journey, I was a high school English teacher in Northern Virginia, and my father got sick and COVID happened, and so those things collided in 2020, so I moved to Colorado Springs where he had recently purchased a property just outside of the downtown Colorado Springs area. So he was still kind of formulating a plan as to what he wanted to do with it. At one point, he had thought about putting a bunch of different housing structures on there. On the property, it's about 8 acres. And then eventually he decided that he wanted to go the hospitality route. He wanted to honor his mother, who had been a fine artist and also a musician here in Colorado Springs. And if you meet people of a certain age, they've probably taken piano lessons from my grandmother, Bobby. And so I have a heart for hospitality, as does my sister. And so we were all in. And so right now we're just in we're in stage 2 of the development. There's still another structure that we'd like to put on the property that can facilitate large events and things like that. But
Ms. Bourgeois, you came from a teaching background, and you just mentioned you have a heart for hospitality. What developed the heart for hospitality?
Since I entered the workforce, so at 16, my first job was at Wendy's.
Yes.
Go Wendy's!
Yeah, and I
words to be,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And I just wanted people to feel welcome, comfortable. I'm very good at anticipating people's needs, and so and that carried me as a high school teacher. I was some of the students' go-to teacher for when they needed some place to recover. My classroom was it. And so I've just always had a gift for hospitality, as my sister and my father, and we just have enjoyed it.
What's your mom?
My mom, unfortunately, she passed now 11 years ago, and she was an accountant, and she hated being an accountant. And so I was like, I never want to work in an office. That was like my goal, was to stay out of the office. So I really like interacting with people and having visitors come, and being in the classroom was a great time for me too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was an accountant. I hated it as well. Tell even your mom up in heaven, I'm high fiving you right now.
So are you still teaching as well as the event center?
No, I can't figure out a way to make it all work. I do want to. There's an elementary school that's very close to our event space, and so I'd like to work with them. It is a historic plot of land, and so I think that the students would be interested in hiking on it, maybe a little bit of rock digging and things like that, and maybe a little bit of history as well.
So forgive me for not knowing this event center, Sable Mesa. What does that mean in an intimate event center?
So it's intimate in that
what does it mean?
it's not
Is
like
it an event center where you go married, or what is it?
So we want to steer clear of marriages.
See,
okay.
obviously,
We love marriage,
this
but
is why. Okay.
Yeah, but
what's the address again?
He wonders why I ask these questions.
Businesses that want to host seminars, professional training sessions. The reason why I say intimate is because the indoor space holds about 50 people. The outdoor space holds about 400 people. And so that's who we can comfortably accommodate. We're not a space.
So intimate is relative to the closeness of us together learning. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
In the
All right.
Yeah.
No
Sorry.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Business only.
So steer clear of the bridezillas.
I appreciate it. Bear with me. This is how we do this show.
Yes, it is.
In fact, can I share something that's really cool? I met Ashleigh through Thrive Network. She was in my cohort.
Oh, cool.
And so she actually helped me host an event a week and a half ago at her event space. That was very successful. Yeah, so super cool the way all that connected.
Yeah. We're hoping that you're going to be hosting a lot of other stuff after being on our show.
Yes,
because that's how
right.
we roll.
Yeah.
And you're welcome. Oh, my man, the legend. You seem so happy.
I'm very
Why
happy.
are you so singing happy?
It's a great opportunity to be here. I love hearing you guys' stories. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Tell us yours.
Yes, James.
I've been, as you guys were telling me, I'm trying to find exactly how to start the story, but because there's a lot of twists and turns. When I said I believe my whole life has converged to this point. So I've had a tech company that I grew to 25 employees. I've had all the ups and downs. At its peak, I had a startup that I was investing basically millions of dollars into. So basically everything that I had earned, I invested back into this startup, and it got to the point where I was so stressed out with life that I was symptomatically narcoleptic. So like I could be sitting here having this conversation. Narcoleptic is like when you can just fall asleep right here. So there was a point where I would be sitting here talking to you, and like my eyes would be open, and I was just dead asleep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so that's where the health journey started. So
I can see why Dayton was not in her.
yeah, no, it wasn't, man.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
I just said.
He's a really good listener.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it was not from lack of trying. Like it was actually from I would say I was out of balance. So I was all tech my whole life. My first company was founded when I was 16 doing software development, and I just neglected my health. And my family didn't have a good understanding of health. My dad's health journey has been a part of my story. So once I wound that down, I moved to Colorado and experienced the outdoors and got away from tech a little bit. I started to go to the gym. It's where I met Lisa.
But give me a little bit more. I want to go back a little bit more on that, because you weren't spit out doing software.
I kind of was.
Well,
I kind of was.
16. That's
So,
really young to start in the techie world.
I was. It's an interesting beginning. I was hiding in my mom's garage, and it was a weird family dynamic where she didn't know I was there, and I ran a TV cable out back so I could get Wi-Fi from the neighbors. And I've been learning how to program, and nobody even knows I'm sitting in the garage.
Stealing iPhone.
Yeah, I was snatching Wi-Fi from the neighbors. Yeah.
So you're 16.
I know.
You ran
This
away
was
from
probably
home?
no. I didn't even. Well, I ran away from home a couple times in the past. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Where
But
were
not
you
this
from
time.
originally?
Florida.
Okay, that's right. Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so you ran away a couple times, and then how did this unfold? Like, how did she not know you were there?
It was just an interesting dynamic where I spent all of my time focusing on. I was on the computer. I was just trying to get connected in whatever way. It was. I put my mom. If she hears this, she'd love to remember the story. She used to have a password on the AOL.
Yes.
So like dial up, you'd have a password. And I put a keylogger on her computer so I could get the password for the AOL account. So I did everything to get connected to the internet, and I was programming when I was in third grade. I started programming. Yeah. So
You much too handsome to be that nerdy.
well, no, if you met me 5 years ago, it was a different story. It was
You weren't that handsome?
not at all.
You met Lisa helped him along.
Lisa's inspiration. She's always there at the gym. I'm like, how are you always here? Just high five on the way in. Yeah. So I would say like with all those little pieces, like there was an interesting family dynamic, interesting life. There was an out of balance emotional state, out of balance physical state, and it started once I started healing. That's when this came together. So it was, how do I take all of this tech experience and also like loving to be outside and loving to connect with people now, because you're sitting in a garage stealing Wi-Fi, you're not connecting with friends.
No.
So how do you bring it all together? And it came into social fitness, and that's where the platform started. So
Okay, we can't leave that phrase without you helping our people understand what in the world is social fitness.
So social fitness is it in its raw form. It's I go to the gym and I see Lisa and I'm like, you've been here all week. If Lisa's doing it, I guess I can do it too. And if Jane's doing it, I guess she's going to this. We actually go to the same gym.
I do.
Yeah.
Are you at the same gym?
We gotta get you in. We gotta get you in.
She's gonna climb.
She's at my other gym. I go to 3 gyms. She
Oh,
goes to one of the
okay.
other gyms.
Okay, gotcha.
So I would call Lisa, for example. She's somebody whose cup is overflowing with the ability to go to the gym and be dedicated, and you can just tell that she just is doing it. So I was one of those people that wasn't. I needed a personal trainer. I needed my friends who got me into the gym. I needed to call them up and say, what are you doing? So the concept is, how do we share people whose cup is overflowing and share it into people who need that more motivation to go to the gym? So it's social fitness. So like now, Jane, if you became, you're like, let's get to the gym. Let's go to this. Maybe we'll go to the same gym together. You would follow us on my platform and you'd see our workouts and you could say, oh, I want to challenge myself against Lisa, or I want to see what exercises James did. And my app actually sizes the exercises so it'll fit you better. So you do my workout, maybe it's I broke my shoulder this year, maybe it's the broken shoulder workout that fits you, but you need lighter weight. So the app does all this, so we can all connect.
So it tells you, so I'll go to the gym and then I'll see all the weights and I'll look at your video and go, okay, I need this, 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 and this. And then you show me how to do it and then I start doing it?
It's actually so much simpler than that. So like a lot of it is trying to balance out technology. So I didn't want people in the gym with cameras and the tripods. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's meant for everybody. And a lot of people, I'm one of those people, I actually don't want it. I don't want the camera in the gym for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually more direct. So it's like you open it, you can see what I did. You can take that and log it and follow it as instructions. So
Okay, it's an application. It's an app.
It's an app on
yep,
your
I
phone.
call it a platform because I'm kind of growing it to be bigger than this
Yeah.
even.
Oh,
Nice.
Yep.
I see.
So in the bigger scale is so we can follow each other in this room and be motivated. The bigger scale is okay. We want to follow Brad Pitt and see what is he doing to train for his next movie and things like that, or YouTube influencers. I want to be the fitness app that everybody goes to load their workout now.
And what's it called?
Just Gains.
That all together?
Yep. I got one picture of it here. One main picture. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Good
Get
name.
that quickly.
Yep,
Someone
yep.
else is gonna want to take out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Just Games.
Yeah.
Yes, Lisa. Wow, what a intriguing group of humans you brought today with you. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is kind of conversation, Lisa, that I love.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So your name means consecrated to God.
Mhm.
So what is your backstory on your faith?
Which
journey?
one? Bischoff? Lisa?
Elizabeth.
Lisa.
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 So my formal legal name is actually Elizabeth.
Oh.
Yeah.
But my backstory, so I was raised Catholic, went to Mass and Catechism every weekend with my family. But then, like, I started college at age 14. I was so focused on school that I kind of started walking away from things. And that was my only focus, was to be the best.
Yes.
And
Smartest in the room.
And yep, be the smartest in the room. Yeah, and I made a vow early in my life that I would always do whatever it takes. And that's carried up until the last couple of years. And that meant I would do whatever it takes, no matter what the cost was. And so 2007, after my first arrest, within a year, one of my friends invited me to Radiant Church, and that's Assemblies of God, and I fell in love with Jesus. And
How old were you at the time?
so I'd have been 27 in 2007. And I just loved it. I eventually got water baptized. The problem was I lived a duplicitous life. So I was following the Lord, but I started falling back into my bad habits of my things were never drugs and alcohol. It's expensive, shiny things of the world,
Yes.
and luxurious lifestyles. And so up until, the last couple of years, I led a double life of chasing two things.
What was the genesis of you getting enthralled with shiny stuff?
It's interesting because our family doesn't believe in debt. They pay for cash. Everything is paid in cash.
Oh,
My parents
really?
don't, which is why they've been able to bail me out so many times, is because they're very good at saving and they're very good with their finances.
Are they local here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not adopting. Just kidding. But yeah, I just, I think when I was little, so my parents did always have nice things though.
Yeah.
Like my dad had Corvettes and my mom, I grew
So
up.
you were used to luxury. I mean, you
Yeah.
expect it.
Yeah, I was never
Are you
told
an
no.
only child?
Kind of. So my mom and dad have been married for like 46 years. So I'm my dad's only child. My mom had a previous marriage. So I have two older half brother and half sister. So we have the same mom.
I have that.
Yeah. So we're
How
12,
far apart?
12 and 15 years
Oh,
apart.
okay.
You're the baby?
Yeah, I'm the baby.
I would never guess that. You got that baby look on you.
You do actually.
I'm the B-O-M-B in this family, just like you know, right?
I like that.
I'm the baby of 4 too.
Oh,
Go,
nice.
Lisa.
Nice.
Yes.
And that's very easy. I hang out with her a lot. I'm the oldest.
Yes.
The responsible one.
Oh, please.
One other piece to my faith journey.
Yes.
So in 2012, I got to start volunteering at the church. And then from there, I eventually got put on staff. But I was leading a double life. I kept my lives very separate and very hidden, and you would never have known what was going on. Nobody knew on either side of my lives what was going on. So in 2019, that was really hard, and I was thankful the church was kept out of the media. Nothing ever reached that I was on staff at that time. The hardest part of that was the kids, because I was in children's ministry, and all of a sudden Miss Lisa disappeared one day, and that was one of the hardest things.
Right. And how does the parents explain?
Yeah.
You're so awesome. You know what I love about you is that you're so quick and easy to be vulnerable and transparent with this journey, right? Gosh, we need more of that. I'm glad you're writing the book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's freeing, because for a long time I always tell, and a lot of people know this, I say my story owned me, because people would come up to me, this happened the other day, you look so familiar, and I was like, oh, do you know me from the news, or did you Google me? People would say I Googled you, and I would be like, I want to just vomit on you, because it's probably not a good story you saw, you know, but now that I get to tell my story, God gets the glory.
That's incredible.
God gets the glory, and, you know, purpose comes from faith, right? Yes, always. You know, young lady, with you, this year, you're just coming up in Denver recently.
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4 years ago. What's been one of the biggest challenges for you and the event space over the last year, and how do you guys overcome that?
Just kind of knowing the ways business is conducted here. So in Denver, you know, it's the city and county of Denver, so you need to pay a tax. There's one building you go to downtown, you know, with zoning, with getting permits and everything. You might be talking to regional, you might be talking to El Paso County, you might be talking to the city of Colorado Springs. So kind of understanding who knows, who to talk to. That has been a really big challenge. Regional like
trip.
I'm like, wait, what is Pikes Peak region? Like, that's not there's a mountain, but what? Yeah, so that was really hard for me. Just kind of figuring that out, and we're still kind of sorting out, you know, who do we talk to. So we just finished the structure in December, and the permitting process, it was a little bit tricky.
Yeah. You're just the person for this space at this time. I am so excited about this event center and what you're doing. Tell people where it is right quick, because the part of town that is somewhat historic. Where is it?
So it's off of I-25 in Uinta. The actual address is 1065 Mesa Road.
Mesa Road, yeah. Mesa used to be the joint in Colorado Springs back in the day.
He's been here for 40 years.
Yeah, that's where all the wealthy people were hanging and stuff, right? Now it's middle class, right? Because other things are taking over, and they say it's a trip to watch this city evolve.
Yeah.
Right. It really is. Yeah. So we gotta go by.
Yeah, we should do a spotlight visit.
Oh, yeah,
Go
definitely.
to rbeencouraged.net and get scheduled.
Okay.
And then we'll show up.
Okay, sounds good.
We're fine.
That's super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Yes. Hi, Miss Minnesota. I love Minnesotans. They're always so nice.
Oh, you watch out.
That's an empty threat. Jane is the nicest person ever.
How dare you stereotype me?
Yeah.
She knows it's true. There's even a phrase for it. They call it Minnesota nice. Right? Yeah, because to your face, they are always nice.
Like the South, like
Yeah.
bless her heart.
Bless your
Yeah.
stinking heart, Frank. Miss Yarbrough, how do tell us a little bit about whom it is that you're engaging in your coaching business?
Sure. Well, my byline is Christian life coaching for women moving past trauma. And that is not necessarily the only women I want to see, but I kind of think from my growing up where I didn't know what trauma was, kind of think everyone's moving past trauma.
Why do you say that? You didn't know what trauma was going on.
Because I had one of those childhoods.
It kind of
I just had a great childhood.
My husband's the same way.
Actually, yes, and I thought it was normal. I thought everybody had that.
Yeah.
You obviously had never been to the hood.
I have not been to the hood.
Well,
You're
you
right.
know, Jane, it's interesting because
You didn't have a garage either.
The garage.
get the Wi-Fi going. No, it's interesting because I meet very few people like you, and I'm married to one of them. My husband, John, and I didn't know this till we went to marriage counseling, and we looked at each other's past traumas, and mine was crazy landmines of traumas, and he just had a few, and I couldn't understand that. I mean, I was like, I don't understand this, like what? And the counselor had to really walk and open my eyes to that, because he did have issues later in his adult life, right? Yeah, as you adult. But it's interesting to find another person like you.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I mean, I raised these children that had their difficulties from their trauma.
How old are they now?
27 and 22. Yes.
Do they still talk to you?
They do, actually.
That's awesome.
It's not always lovely, but yes, they do.
My two older daughters are the
Sometimes you
same
wish they
age
didn't.
range.
I know. Sometimes I can just feel my blood pressure rising. I'm like, still break. But what I think I bring that's unusual, which shouldn't be unusual, is I don't have a trauma background, so I can hear your trauma and not be really undone by it. I can have empathy, I can have sympathy, but I also look at every person and I go, all this potential, all this unlocking, all you need is a little of this and a little of this. And so I have this hope for people, and they may be sitting there going, I don't know what can be made of this. I just don't have that outlook at all. That's really fun for me, and I just didn't know that maybe not everybody had that.
You almost remind me of Tinkerbell.
Oh, Tinkerbell.
Yes, that's what comes to mind with you. Like, you know how she gets her stuff and she tinkers and figures it all out with whatever tools. Like, that's how your mind works.
And the other really cool thing is that with Christian life coaching, God is the center of it. So I'm really just facilitated. I'd have some tools, but I am not the one with the wisdom. And it's kind of fun just watching that person get unlocked in front of you, and really, you're just sitting there observing it.
I think that's true for all coaching, good coaching.
Yes.
Right? If you're facilitating good coaching, because the answer lies within the person anyway.
It does.
You're just trying to help them see it.
Absolutely.
Right?
You're
And that's
unlocking
why,
that.
you're unlocking it, and that's the reason that it sticks. And your journey is unusual. Quite frankly, most people that have had that background that can't understand the trauma-laced journeys of other people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it becomes judgmental oftentimes where, God, can't we pull it together? What's wrong with you?
Right.
Right? So, bravo for you for having
And I would say, honestly, I was the judgmental, critical person for a very long time, and I got the children that ripped it all apart. I did.
Hey, that's what parenting does. It's a
Absolutely.
shred. Yes.
By the grace
I have
of God, I
five,
made
so
it through it. But
Yeah.
really, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, pride is as bad of a sin as anything, and
It
maybe
is.
worse.
Yes.
And there I was walking around in it, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that got exposed and ripped.
That's awesome.
Still there. Still,
Well, you always
yeah.
have some. So,
But
we have to make sure that we're clear too that all pride isn't bad. We need to have a pride in ourselves and our movement, who we are, what our design was, etc. It just gets bad when we make that our identity.
Right.
Right.
well said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pride isn't bad, Mr. Greene.
I just want to say I love the way you said hope and healing, and you grew past all your stuff, and now it's your superpower. And the way you said it was like truly, like I can really feel that you're just have a great way of presenting it, and I can tell that you really get in there with people.
Oh,
So that's
thank
really
you.
cool.
Yeah. What nationality? I'm sitting here trying to. I love doing this.
So-
Figuring people out. I've gotten in trouble doing it
You
several
have.
times.
No, it's actually great. It's actually great because
Don't ask.
there's a theme in here too, and I love it. But I'm my dad's Jewish and my mom's Greek. Yeah. So
I love that.
That's where the eyes come from.
I was
Exactly.
gonna say the
Yes.
hair eyes. There we go.
That is so awesome.
and there's a theme happening, and I truly appreciate it, and it's part of my journey as well. So I came here. I did not know you were a pastor. I didn't know that there was no understanding of the people that were here, and that that they're church oriented, and there seems to be a theme that Jesus has helped them through through their path. And so my dad's Jewish, my mom's Greek, so there was a very conflicting world for me. And now I call myself a very weird Christian, you know, and it's truly like through this journey, through all my journeys, there was a point where, you know, it's just depression, just lack of hope, and just truly hopelessness. And it's, I would say, for people that don't, maybe church isn't the answer for them. Maybe all these things aren't the answer, but Jesus, the more you can learn about him, the more I learned about him, and the more that I just accept his messages, that is truly what gave me hope. That truly is what allows me to get up tomorrow, and know that there's a better possibility for tomorrow.
Yes,
awesome.
Yes, that's a roof raiser right there.
And it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see because, and you know, you talked about miracles, and it's like my gym partner, Alex, me and him are always talking. If you ever hear us over talking, we're talking about his faith. And now to find out that I didn't know about your faith, and to see those connections and to just people come together, I just think that's a true miracle.
Yeah, it is a true miracle. Well, thank you, James.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That is so awesome. Where do you see your business going this year?
This year, the momentum is towards, it's called product market fit. So I want to make sure that people like what we're doing, and I intend to do that. I thought about going the investor route, and taking other people's money to prove this. And I thought Angel, friends and family. I've actually talked to VCs too, and I decided that I was going to do a crowdfunding campaign this year. So crowdfunding. So basically, I can prove product market fit and raise funds at the same time. So there's nobody's taking risk, and I'll know that I'm going the right direction. And so hopefully in the next, the goal is August, start that crowdfunding campaign and have people start being onboarded and ready to start using the app.
Yeah, and ultimately, BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal.
Yes.
For your Just Gains. What does that look like?
Okay. So the biggest, or there's so many. I've got so
the
many.
The one that makes you unsettled. How am I going to do this?
I'm building the platform so that everybody else that has fitness programs can make them in here, and that everybody that wants to get fit would go to this app, and this would be the place. And it's a lot of the potential here is it's revenue share. So 76% of all revenue always goes to creators. Yep. So let's say like I said, Brad Pitt. If Brad Pitt starts posting his workouts and he's motivating people, he would be making money, and it's a new platform for people to be.
You want to attract those kind of people, onto your platform.
Yes, I want people selling. There's tons and tons of fitness programs. I want the people selling those programs. I want people that are motivating people on YouTube to post their workouts here.
So other fitness trainers as well.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool.
Yep.
And how do people, they want to figure out how to join your movement?
That is actually, that's where I'm a little.
Besides the app, obviously.
Yeah. Well, so that nothing's that. Oh, gotcha. The app's not released yet, and our branding and marketing is really getting caught up. It's been all product design, so I'm making sure that the product is absolutely the best. I'm gonna say I don't have the easiest entry right now for people. Okay. Follow me on Instagram. It's @justsuperhuman. I think that would be the best one.
You should brainstorm with Joshua. He's awesome with Chrisio. I'm just saying.
Would love to do that. Yeah, it's really just kind of like happening in the back.
This is resonating, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah.
It is.
I can tell he's like buzzing over there.
Yeah. It's like I got all this product to sell and nowhere for someone to go.
It's going to be awesome. I look forward to following your progress.
Thank you.
Take over the world with that.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing your workouts on there.
Yeah.
Yes, Frank. His accountability partner this year is a doc.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very
so
cool.
She's holding him accountable. I'm so
You
excited.
walk with the doc,
Yes.
And those can be tracked too. Those are very trackable.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Trying to keep him accountable.
No, it's all about everyone getting stronger together.
Indeed.
Yes.
Look at that camera, Lisa, and give them something hopeful and encouraging, and also ways to contact you.
I would just say every day we have an opportunity to make the rest of our life the best of our life. If you want to contact me, you can find me at www.fit2exist. That's FIT2exist.com.
Indeed, the great Lisa Bischoff.
Lisa.
Yes. I did say Lisa.
You said it right.
Let's not get it's okay.
I'm razzing.
We're friends, I can see.
Yeah, I
Correct.
You late for dinner. You're amazing. Yes, young lady with the incredible name, Bourgeois. I didn't say that out there, Bourgeois. Tell them also something encouraging and a way to reach you.
Well, just want to make everyone feel comfortable and welcome at Sable Mesa, and we can be reached at, well, my email address is the best way, and that's Ashleigh@sablemesa.com. Ashleigh's Ashleigh, and Sable, Sable Mesa. So hope to hear from you.
Indeed. Now, we want to make your event center one of the premier stops for businesses in our city.
Yeah.
Reach out to her at Sable Mesa. You won't regret that. Jane,
Awesome.
same.
I guess my encouraging thing would be that you are alive in this time. And even if it isn't easy, it's super exciting because there's so much potential right now. And it's so great of a time for everyone to figure out where they fit in and what their part is to play. My business is pursuingyourbestlife.com. And you can go on there and sign up for a free pre-coaching session and see if we're a good fit.
There you go. Yes, indeed.
Zoom and in person available.
Zoom and in person.
Yes.
Indeed. Yeah. Them is the young girl props, okay? 33 years on their way to forever together. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I got 37 years in. It just took 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
You have been a part of our one of the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. We're so glad that you would stop by and be a part of our Motivation Monday. Don't forget that you need to reach out to us at beencouraged.net and for a sponsorship, be a part of this community, align with the message of encouragement and hope as we continue to infuse that around the world.
Yes.
Yeah, you having fun yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Mondays. I live for Mondays. I get so excited every Monday morning. Everyone else is like, oh, it's Monday. I'm like, oh,
Yes, it's Monday.
Encouraging Monday.
Indeed. Frank and Lisa here with amazing humans. Miss Yarbrough, Miss Bourgeois, Miss Bischoff, and the great Mr. James Greene here as well. Thank you guys for being with us today. We hope to see you again in the future as we take over the world for the gospel of Christ and also for the goodness of hope and encouragement on earth. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over
Let's go. 2. Hey, welcome back everyone to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank
And Lisa.
Yes, indeed. We're so glad to have you on Motivation Monday. Thank you for being a part of our program. As always, guys, we want to make sure that we offer the best opportunity for you to grow your business. That's why we exist, right, Lisa?
Exactly.
Yeah, so what better way than to give you access to our 45,000 reach a week and growing? Go to beencouraged.net, sign up, sponsor our show, and align with the message of hope and encouragement that we're dispensing out to the world.
Worldwide now, especially with our live Instagrams.
We are.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of those.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
It's
We're
amazing.
talking to people everywhere about you and your great business. So go on beencouraged.net and become a part of our platform as well. Lisa, you are incredible.
So are you, sir.
Those are your bad points.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, we'll get to you guys first. We have to have a conversation with us first.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I think she is just an amazing, amazing partner in business. And John is very, very fortunate to have you.
Yes, and Michelle is blessed to have you.
Yeah, so this is Lisa Sennett. She's incredible, and she'll tell you about the 4 amazing humans that we have on set today.
Yeah, so I'm really excited, actually. We have the Farnon power couple as our panel hosts today.
I didn't know he was bald.
He just
Did you
got
have a
a
hat or
haircut.
something when I saw you before?
No, I just had this cul-de-sac forming here, and I was over it. So I just
You've embraced the bald.
I did. Yes.
Did you get him that thing that, like, have you seen that
We
commercial?
have not done that yet. No.
Yeah.
He's deciding.
Yes.
Good thing you're handsome.
Well, thank you. My 2 younger brothers are actually better looking, but I just, and it fit them. So I was like, life is short. Let's
Gary,
give it a
you
shot.
look fabulous.
Thank you, my friend.
You're
Appreciate
working
you.
it, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Actually, when I was dating John, he had, we call it the pouffon, where he was trying not to let go of the hair. But my, at the time, 20-year-old daughter was like, dude, just shave it. And he looked so much better. So
One of
I
these.
Yeah.
And he never went completely bald. We just do it short. Yeah. It's a process. Okay, so back to the introductions of our guests. You're the one talking about coiffure.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Yes. So, Dr. Gary Farnon, Colorado Realtor, has called Colorado home for over 26 years, and his beautiful bride, Miss Frances Farnon, is the wife of Dr. Gary Farnon, veteran family, and they love being of service as local realtors here in Colorado.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Welcome.
Those are their bad points.
Yes. Exactly. And to my left here, I have Miss Heather
Geschke.
Geschke.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. And she has called Colorado home since the age of 2.
Which was exactly 27 years ago.
That's right.
Nice.
So technically you're native.
I consider myself a native.
Yeah.
Natives wouldn't probably agree with me, but I
Well,
do.
in my opinion, if you are potty training when you land, you're local. So you're
Perfect.
good.
Thank you.
That's my definition of a local native. All the natives are going to text me later.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends.
I love it.
So Miss Heather works as an insurance consultant at Comparison Insurance Agency. Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Mr. Vadim Shvets.
That's me.
Yes.
What a name.
He has been a manager with First Priority for 6 years, which is a locally owned roofing and gutter company. And he just loves serving our awesome Colorado Springs community.
Yes.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, all of you guys.
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful having great people in our community on our show?
Yes, and we had the honor of doing a spotlight visit with the two of you.
Yes.
And I loved how you guys started out with, you have a local tribe here of people that you like, know, and trust for your clients. Do you want to talk
100%.
a little bit about that?
Sure. I think it's important to, when you've got people representing you, an extension of you, to make sure that they carry the same level of service forward to your clients.
They're
and you
sitting
guys know-
right there.
Yeah, they're sitting right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You mean you're not using elite?
Yeah, they stepped in. No, it's just important, and you guys already know this. I mean, I was in hospitality for about 20 years. Marriott, restaurants, Sheraton, you name it. And so whenever you travel or you go anywhere, whether it's a restaurant or whatever, you expect a certain level of service because you've given it for so long. And I can say 100% that Heather and Vadim are an extension of our services.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is so
I love that.
awesome.
You guys should be honored.
Oh, absolutely.
I
You
am.
know they have
I love working
choices
with them.
as
So
realtors.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And I've actually talked to them both in the last 24 hours.
Yep.
Several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're keeping that conversation very current, right? With these.
Yes, I mean, we have clients that need roofing all the time because there was that huge hailstorm in June, and obviously property insurance. They every client has to have it if they're buyers, so it's on the contract. So
Yes, indeed. So Francis, Gary, I love his forward-looking space and opportunity. How's it being married to this guy?
Yeah. For a couple years.
it's always entertaining. I will say that.
Did he just shave his head without telling you?
No. He consulted. He did.
Okay.
I had to get her blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think it looks great. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, young lady.
Well, I started out, I have a business degree, and then I went to being a teacher. I feel like these were phases in my life. When the kids were smaller, I feel like it would have been a little bit harder to be a realtor, but it is by far the
How long
best.
did you teach?
I taught for about 8 years.
Yeah.
So
What
the little
grades?
kids, like
the babies. The
like
little-
kindergarten. Yeah, I
Oh,
just
The little
I,
cuties.
yes. So I loved it. I truly did, but I feel like I always wanted to be a realtor, but it just didn't fit at that point with
Makes
the little
sense.
ones. Yeah.
So why did you want to be a realtor before you were a realtor? Tell
I truly love showing houses, and it's just something I've always been interested in, but like I said, it just didn't fit my life till more recently.
So you went to like the housing things where
Models.
Yes, model homes.
the model homes and stuff
Yes.
like that. And you even before you had an opportunity, you fell in love with that space.
I did. Yeah, I just walk around random. I'm sure the filters appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm just walking around. Yeah, I'm not looking for a house, but they're so awesome to look at. You can see just how they're doing kitchens now, different fixtures,
I
different
love
layouts.
it. John and I still do that.
Oh,
We'll go to
Yeah, it's
models
so
all the
fun.
time.
I
Yes.
love it. Yeah.
It was like Pareto homes. That's
Yes.
what I was
Yep.
thinking of.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And we worked it this past year
We
as well,
did.
so it was a lot of fun.
It
Oh.
was so fun.
Where were
And
you
see-
guys at? Did you have a certain house that you were?
Yeah, so
Yes.
PCS Alliance Realty, the parent company, had the opportunity to be represented at Master Built Homes.
Okay.
And so we were in a community called Winston. Do you guys know where that is? It's kind of in the Black Forest area.
Yes,
Yes.
those are
Spectrum.
expensive.
They are.
You had the bougie side.
It was beautiful.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun though. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, you'll have to
Enjoyed that.
text me where you're going to be this year. I'd love to come.
sounds good.
Yes,
Sounds
it's an
good.
amazing opportunity. You just
Yeah.
buy a ticket and you can see, I don't even know how many.
I think we had about 35 or 38 homes that people, if you bought a ticket, you could hit them all,
Yeah.
up in the course of a few weeks.
We need to have a videographer follow the Be Encouraged Frank and Lisa for the
For
parade of
Parade
homes
of
this
Homes.
year.
That would be
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great
We
idea.
make them look good.
Yeah.
Especially her. Not so much me. I do tag a line and get a little bit overflow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Guy, I am so curious about, give us a little bit of your story if you would, please. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So originally, I was born in Ukraine, and so I've been here in Colorado Springs for the last 7 years. So me and my lovely bride Lily got married in Florida, and
my baby's in Florida.
yeah, and I love it. It's just not the humidity.
Did she meet you in Alabama though?
No, in Florida. In
Oh,
Florida. Yep. And so Alabama was before that. But yeah, how we even ended up in Colorado was a spontaneous. So for our honeymoon, we actually, instead of the typical cruise, we did a road trip. And one of the spots was Colorado Springs. And so we fell in love with it, came back and moved here right away. And since, so father of two beautiful girls, 4 and 6. So, yep. And so shortly after we moved here, started working with this company, First Priority Roofing. And so it was actually at a business conference. And a part of me was not even looking to get into roofing. I was a graphic designer, did a lot of web stuff and graphic designing stuff. And so I had one of the owners actually approach me and offer me a position. And lo and behold, kind of got into it and started doing a lot of door-to-door, but also understanding what roofing's even about. And one of my best things that I love about this now is through my process with First Priority, just being able to serve homeowners that know they have either damage or are selling a property and kind of finding themselves in a tough spot of having to pay so much money, and helping them through the insurance restoration process and getting the insurance to pay for most of it. And that's exciting.
You guys kind of niche on the high end, don't you? Are you the ones that's in Broadmoor a lot when those things happen?
So no, we actually serve the entire state of Colorado. Yep. So we serve the entire state of Colorado. We'll do small repair jobs to big commercial projects. So we kind of are. We don't niche just on certain ones. We'll take care of everyone at the end of the day. Serve everyone.
Residential, commercial, you name it.
We do it all. Yeah.
So there's a short life cycle in roofing.
There is. Yeah. So so there's number one, thousands of roofing companies that start up every year, and then within the first 2 years they'll go down. So First Priority, we've been in business for 14 years. And I think one of the things that will set other roofing companies apart is the fact of how well do you do customer service, because contractors in general, what I've realized, have a bad rep for either stealing money, going out of business so quick, other companies coming into town from different states to try to win homeowners over, and then unfortunately leave with their deductibles and so on and so forth. And so one of the things we realized, the best thing you can do is just the customer service the trust and customer service that you can affect and impact the homeowner with. So
So are you a project manager, or you're just leading teams from?
Sure. So I'm actually a sales director now, with our company. One of the things we, I guess, have is project managing as well. The primary thing that we do is help consult. So inspections and consultation. So when it comes to anything with sales, with roofing, one of the things that I would say First Priority stands out is, instead of trying to sell the homeowner on something, we'll consult the homeowner. We'll give them the options, whether they're even wanting to go through insurance or if it's a cash estimate that they want. At the end of the day, our goal is to consult them, give them all the options, and allow them to make the decision.
Indeed.
So are the owners local, or where are they in? Because I know you said all in Colorado.
Yes. So they are local. So two owners, Billy and Josh, both of them were both in Colorado. One of them has actually moved to Tulsa, where we've opened up another location. Yep. And so, but Billy is Sweeney. He still resides in Aurora, Colorado. Yep.
We need to do a spotlight visit with you and Billy.
Yeah.
What she said.
Don't forget this conversation.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see my son now. Yeah. My son's company's been open. This is our 18th year.
Nice.
This year, so and lead as well. So congratulations. I know companies that come and go all the time. You speak very well about a forward-looking, engaging business and roofing, and congratulations.
Yes.
It's so needed. They're not trusted fly-by-nights all the time.
Yep.
So,
how long have you been with them?
So I've been with them for 6 years. Yep.
Okay.
And one other really cool thing I'll share is, within the roof industry. So there's also this kind of a, I don't know what I would call it, a trust system that has been formed where a lot of similar roofing companies, instead of butting heads and being competitive against each other, we formed this alliance to, number one, work in reference of integrity and trust with one another. So that's one of the things probably within the last 3 years that I've realized is there's a massive community of local roofing companies that are coming together, that are being honest and share that same alliance. And so that is super cool that we've been doing that. At the end of the day, it will force the companies that are not doing good business practices out at the end of the day.
Right.
So
Yeah, Randy's in Dallas this week at a conference. He owns a roofing academy as well. So
Nice.
it helps new businesses begin around the country. So that's awesome. Not an industry that's known for its collaborative space.
Yep.
Right. So congrats on that as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. Heather.
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome. Yes, I am. That's the truth.
I speak nothing but true things. I speak the truth. What's this say?
So, tell us a little bit about your journey. Would you have?
Yes. So I, prior to insurance, I was in education for 15 years. So I worked for District 11 for 8 years. I was down here at Palmer High School for about 5 of those years in counseling. And after that, I did move up to higher education. So I worked at a nonprofit university here, local, National American University.
Remember that jingle?
Yeah.
Sing it for us.
Okay, let me see here.
Okay.
One day, one night, Saturday is all
All
right.
right.
Online, just fine. Nighttime, anytime. Get your degree. Set yourself free. National American University.
Well
You asked, and I will do.
That's impressive. You're the first person who did like on the spot.
Hey.
Karaoke. He asked people, but you're the first. So
Oh,
good
I
job.
like that.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rocked it too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was ready.
Yeah, I worked there for, some time.
Heather, you
worked
need to
with-
come to my
with
karaoke
adults.
night. I'm having a business.
I
night
love karaoke.
night.
I love karaoke. I'm
you
all
gotta come.
Okay.
Last Thursday
You count me in.
April.
I'll be waiting for that invite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So higher education.
Yep, so higher education. I ran a campus locally, so I was a campus director for a little bit, and director of enrollment. I traveled, did some traveling, training people, admissions specifically. I love consulting, just like everybody else, and really love educating people on what I'm doing now, so insurance. I've been with Comparion Insurance Agency, which is a Liberty Mutual owned company.
Oh, is it?
It is. So I did start my career in insurance with Liberty.
It is Comparion.
It's Comparion. Yep.
How do you
Yep.
spell that?
It's COMPARION. Comparion.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been doing that now for 5 years. I just hit my 5-year anniversary in February.
Nice.
Thank
Congrats.
you. And I love educating people on their insurance. A lot of policyholders don't know what they carry or what their coverages mean, and it's just the most rewarding part is to be able to sit down with someone and just go over their insurance.
I gotta
documents.
say, I'm super impressed with the ring.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
4 years.
4 years this year in August.
Yes. Congratulations.
We just hit 20 years in February, so
20
decided
years
to
together,
make it
married
official.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good for him for stepping up.
That's what
because
I told him.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? If it's not done by this,
Yeah.
guess what?
Good thing I'm not your dad. You never lasted.
Yeah.
What does your husband do for?
He is a subcontractor for Renewal by Anderson, so he does window and door
what a
installment,
great
new.
company.
Yeah. He's been doing that for like 25 years. So
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Introduce us to your husband so he can get us in.
Absolutely, I will.
His
Yes.
last name is not Getski.
No.
Yeah.
So I guess
See,
she is my
I
maiden
found out
name.
everything about her.
I know. You
I
asked
have
pre-show
friends.
questions.
He did.
Yes. Boy, yeah.
But our listeners haven't heard it, so
I know,
right.
I know, I'm just telling you.
we want to learn her.
Yeah.
Well, I want my listeners to know.
Right. In and know. So you're at a brokerage house.
Yep, so we're an agency, and I do work with multiple carriers. So Comparion works with over 40 carriers on auto and home insurance, so personal lines, amongst other things too. So, I mean, we're in a state where people love to go camping and recreational stuff. Travel trailers, ATVs, boats, all of that stuff. Right down to jewelry and life insurance and all of that good stuff. Pet insurance.
Rings and stuff.
Yeah.
Just don't ever show that to Michelle. Don't show my wife, right?
She'll be. I was just gonna say that. She'll be expecting that.
On
Yeah.
the 20th.
Yeah.
Get ready. You're welcome, Michelle.
We've upgraded 3 times in the time that we've been married. Yeah, so I don't mind upgrading my baby. Yeah. So Gary, back to you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and Dr. Gary Farnon. Yeah, I have a honorary PhD in business and management, right? But this guy has a real one.
Yes. He did all the bookwork.
I did too, but it wasn't counted.
Yeah, no.
So people are looking, going, why would a realtor want a PhD?
Yeah, so it's a doctorate of education, and so it was one of those where at the time I did work for a couple of different colleges here locally, not National American University, and I don't have a jingle for either one of my colleges.
Put you on the spot.
I was also starting a faith-based church with a friend of mine that was part gym and part church, and we called it Cross Training Church. And so I was like trying to put this all together. If we're going to lead kind of a church and I work for a school, just take all the education and make it kind of, so it's a doctorate of education, organizational leadership with an emphasis in Christian ministry.
Wow.
So it's a long title.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot. Yep.
And my face show that?
Yes, it did. And 16 of us nationwide started in 2013, and only 2 of us graduated. Wow. Just to give you an idea of like what they ask of you, it's a lot.
That's tough. Yeah.
And when I took my core classes, there were about 20 of them, 5 of them being the ministry piece, the rest of them being just everything organizational leadership you can think of.
What did you do? You have a thesis on?
Oh boy, you want another long title? It had to go through quite the approval process.
Really?
What was it? Religious involvement for, oh my gosh, it's a long title.
I don't know.
But I will, it was a long title.
It was long.
It had to do with, I had to narrow it down. It had to get approval, and it was quite the approval process. But I wind up interviewing a local church here in town. And it had to be 55 and older, and it had to be, it had to be a nonprofit that hadn't been touched before, like a part of the community that hadn't been touched before. Okay. So it was quite the process. And when I say that,
published?
It is. It's on, what is it, ProQuest or something like that. I actually had someone reach out to me about a year or 2 ago and said, Dr. Farnon, I'm actually using yours for my my dissertation. So it was kind of like, oh, okay. I actually had something to say. Wow. But yeah, I had it bound and stuff like that. I got a PDF version. So if you're asleep one night about to go to bed and you can't fall asleep, I'd be happy to send you the PDF and knock you right out in about 5 minutes.
You know, I tried to read 2 doctoral dissertations, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean,
it can be boring and crap. You got to be really into it. I'm sure yours isn't.
It was
the
it wound up taking me about I think the core classes were about 2 years. The dissertation piece took almost 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's quite a piece because there's interviews with groups, there's interviews with individuals, and you know, to work on their schedule.
And how does that inform and help you now?
Great question. I think it goes back to what these two said is the education piece, and just realizing that there's a part of the population out there that has not been approached, and you take what you learn from them and then you reapply it. And then, like I said, there's other students that are now using mine to contribute to their dissertation around the world.
That's
you know.
And I think both are in education, the education space.
We did have the, so I mean, to sum up this whole thing, it's all about education. I mean, at our core, the four of us are salespeople, right?
Yeah.
But we completely treat our clients from an educational standpoint, and that way the defenses are down. Hey, you're in the driver's seat at the end of the day. Here's the information we can bring you.
Awesome. Frances, tell us something hard that's happened in life.
In life?
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
Oh, I can answer this one for you.
It's part of his dissertation.
Oh, that's true. That's one thing. So when I met him, he was finishing it. So he would stay up to like 2 in the morning, and when he'd submit something, then someone would come back and say, no, change it. And then they'd say, no, change it back. It was a lot of back and forth. Even becoming realtors, we literally quit our jobs and became realtors. That was it. Like, we studied.
Cold turkey.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Just jump right on in.
We did.
That's it. We're gonna do this.
We did. And that was a hard decision. I feel like we have 3 teenagers.
It's a bit scary.
But
yeah.
But I think it was sink or swim, and we worked extremely hard because that's what you had to do, and we both love it so much.
Were you a realtor? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just what year was that when you decided to do this?
2017.
18, I believe.
18, yeah. We got our license. It does take a lot of studying to
How long
become
you
a
guys
realtor.
been married?
5 years? Almost.
Let's see, carry the 2.
Wait,
I'm
19.
driving.
Yes, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like most people would know that, but
The 5 best years of your life. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, I've got other dates and deadlines in my head in real estate, so yeah.
Not to bring it back to the shaving the headpiece, but between the 3 teenagers and you know,
I'm like, yeah, shave it.
Yeah, fairly
I do
recent
love it,
marriage, just like you, but you've been with that guy so long. 3 teenagers swapping business. I mean, jumping into a space that neither of you were familiar with before. Is that the hardest thing that you've done in the last 20 years?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, because you have to work so hard, but I love it to the point where sometimes he's like, go to sleep. Like, you just stay up at night, like, you know. But it's the largest purchase that anyone's gonna ever make, probably, is buying a house. So I think just educating them, like they said, we worked with Vadim on our own house, and I didn't know anything about filing a worth claim, but he's laid it out, and that's what we do for our clients. Is there's a lot of deadlines, but really, you know, we take care of that, you know, and that's just educating people.
So you guys are really the easy button for clients. That's awesome.
It is, and there's tons of other people that work with us, title, lenders, but that's what you need to be, is the easy button.
That's right.
And they don't need to worry about it, you know, we'll take care of it.
Take the stress out of it.
Yes, that's our job.
And I will tell you, there's a lot of realtors in town that are amazing at what they do. I don't want to leave out, and even I'm sure they're like Vadim talked about roofing as well. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing agents in town, and I think I can attest for these guys. Like a lot of these agents and us, like there's a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes that we do, you know, to make all this come together.
Guys, I'm telling you, and I'm pressing this point a little bit, even as I turn to you guys, because people come here in their safe spaces to talk about their business, right? Because it's safe, it feels good, that's easy.
Yes.
That's the easy button for our show, right? So we're gonna get off the easy button for a minute, all right? Even though we want to make sure that people know that what you guys do and how incredible you are doing it. How do you say your name again?
Vadim.
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 Tell us something. Give us, I mean, everyone in their life has had struggles.
Yeah.
We've all struggled. Tell us a space in your life. Now, this is what encourages these humans out here, right?
Yeah.
The things that we walk through and we come out on the other side. So help us understand something you've been through.
Yeah. So good question. I think one of the things that I would bring up, the most difficult part of my life is challenging my own mindset. Because at the end of the day, we are all where we're at because of what we believe.
Yes.
And so I think for me, one of the biggest things was I had lots of goals, lots of ambitions for whether it's personal finances, whether it's, vacations with my family, dreams that my wife has, so on and so forth. And I think the biggest thing for me was I don't want to spend more hours and risk all the time that I get to spend with my family. What do I need to do? And I realized at the end of the day, it's the thing between our 2 ears. It's our own mindset. And so that's probably one of the biggest things that I've realized, even with my career with First Priority, is mindset development. It's how do I envision myself? How am I imagining my year to go through? And at the end of the day, how can I also, everyone that I strategically partner with, how can I be a blessing to them? How can I serve them and not just, ask them to feed me leads or ask them, how do I network where people want to work with me? And how do I communicate with homeowners where, to this day, I have homeowners that I work with that they'll call me and ask me, Vadim, what's the best steak place in town, And I'm not there to answer their steak questions, but at the end of the day, how can I create such an amazing impact on a homeowner's life that I build that relationship with them to be able to really build that trust? And so I think that was one of the biggest things. I was really constructed, my mindset was constructed on the now and not being a dreamer in a way. And at the same time, I think one of the biggest things for me was really believing in the goals that I set for myself and I'm using my imagination. I think that would be probably honestly one of the biggest things for me.
Okay, so let's pause there for a second. So what was it like with your parents? How did they raise such an awesome, level-headed, smart guy? You turned into a smart young man here. How was it growing up? Did they have dinners with you around the table and you did quality time? Did they play with you all the time? Unpack your upbringing?
Childhood, yeah. So love my mom and dad. They're amazing. I would say probably like financially, one of the biggest impacts my dad was able to influence me is to never dig yourself a hole financially. So kind of like that Dave Ramsey approach of if you have money, use it. But to be completely honest, I would say I did not have we grew up poor. We grew up not really having a lot of wealth, and I didn't have any, you could say, what's that wealth that gets transferred over to you from your parents.
Immigrants coming to America. You guys had to start from scratch, right?
Yep. So
that's what she's trying to dig out.
Yeah. Right? So really, what it was, I think a big part of it was ambition from me, for myself, and so I've actually don't even have a high school education degree, only because at one point my dad was paralyzed living in Alabama and I had to step out of school to help my parents make ends meet.
Wow.
But there was something in me that just understood that, man, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to figure it out. So I think that the answer to your question is that ambition to keep looking and keep asking questions and surround yourself with people that are successful and learn from them.
So you had to be so resilient there. What was it, in high school when that happened?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, those are the stories that unleash the power of humanity.
Yeah.
And this is the reason that we live here. This is the reason that Lisa and I take our time to come to talk to people, because that's relatable.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's relatable to other human beings that you went through all those challenges, but you are stopping the cycle of poverty. I stopped the cycle of poverty in my life as well, growing etc. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's incredible, my man. Yeah. We talk about all these high-level business things and stuff, and it's good. People, maybe one person that cares, right? Quite frankly, most don't care. They really don't. How you become successful in whatever space it is that you're successful. I don't care. I want to be an insurance agent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to know, Heather. Yeah. What's been challenging for you?
Man, what's been challenging for Heather? Probably the most challenging, I think, is not similar to your story because it's definitely different. But as a young teenager, I was legal emancipated when I was 16.
Wow.
I dropped out of high school, had 2 boys young. I have a 25 and a 24-year-old grandkids. And through my maybe young adult, maybe 18 to 24, 25, I knew I had to make a difference, not just for me, but for the kids that I was raising.
That's right.
And I did go and get my GED. I graduated with my GED when I was 27. So I did go back to school. And as soon as I did that, I went to college. So I got my undergrad in business, and then I did get my master's degree. So I just kept pushing forward because nobody else was going to do it, especially for my kids. So I needed them to have something to look up to in a world that is so tough every single day, because it is. Getting up for work sometimes is tough, and being parents is tough, and seeing even your kids go through tough things, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because you can't fix those things,
One of the hardest things when I was a single mom for quite a bit for my 2 older daughters is that they still want to FaceTime me. They still text me. They still call me. Yeah. Because that is a thing. It's relational, and it's like, man, you look at the other parent, and it's like, they need to watch it because they're going to grow up and they're going to make a decision to call you or not. And when they don't call you, that's heartbreaking. Because everything is relational, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
know how that is.
Yeah.
My grandson's a senior at Colorado School of Mines.
Wow.
She was 15 years old when she was pregnant with him.
Wow.
And him and Michelle had to take him into their home for a while as a baby.
Not that baby. Another.
Oh, it was another baby.
My youngest daughter was a meth addict.
Yeah.
During her teenage years, and etc., we had to raise the baby, and she's a CEO. She's a CEO of Elite Roofing.
Nice.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, stories change. Things can change. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And you as well, raising a grandchild. I raised my grandson, and he's 6.
Yeah.
And I've had Josiah since he was pretty much a little baby.
Yeah.
And he's like one of my children.
Yes,
He calls me grandma, and then some days, it's mom. I mean, he's grown up with my kids calling me mom, mom, mom. So
Unfortunately, mine went back home.
Yeah.
When he was 5.
You know what? I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right.
He's taken care of. He's healthy. He's happy.
I would have kept him the whole time if I needed to.
Yeah.
But she squirted her life away and wanted her baby back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, those are great stories. And this guy right here is part Pakistani.
Oh, you remember this?
I did.
I didn't as well.
You didn't know that?
I don't think I know.
Our listeners need to know this.
Yeah. So give us a little something, Gary. I know you got something.
Yeah. So I was born in Pakistan. My dad's part Portuguese, part Pakistan. My mom's Pakistan, and so they left when I was 3. And I don't remember much. I mean, there's highlights you remember as a kid, right? But pretty much raised in Houston, and part of a blended family as well at the time. And but what a blessing that works out to be if you think about it, because now you got parents that love you, siblings that love you, and it's just been quite the trip.
You're lovable.
Oh, thanks.
I love you too. Yeah. So not to the degree your parents do, but I love you too, brother.
Are you close with your parents?
Yeah, so my dad, my birth father passed away in 2005, and my
stepdad passed away in 2000. Now, what's interesting about that, if I could just talk about that for a second, they knew each other back in Pakistan, but what was really interesting was they both passed away on the exact same day, 5 years apart. So stepdad, November 17th, 2000, and birth father, November 17th, 2005.
Wow.
So, yeah. But yeah, my mom is an only sister. She has 5 siblings, one of them who's passed. And there were moments where she was the single mom role, obviously, in there. And see, I'm the second oldest of, I think, 19 cousins. Yeah, because you got, my mom is a sister, 5 brothers, so they're all, I think we've got, let me think for a second, I think 1 or 2 brothers still in Pakistan. I've got an uncle in DC, and the rest of the family is pretty much in Texas. Yes, sir.
Have y'all traveled to Pakistan together?
We haven't.
We
haven't, but
Elite built a roof for a church in Pakistan.
Did they?
4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I've been supporting a ministry there for 12 years.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So friends in Pakistan for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So how you doing? You look like, raising teenagers, 3 at one time. You poor thing. I feel for you. I feel for you. I just can't reach you. Right?
They're all good. They're all good kids.
We've been blessed.
We always say our kids are good kids. Yeah. You ever have a parent that say, "Oh, my kid sucks"? No. Right?
We know the truth.
Unless they're
we
here.
know the truth.
Yeah. Raising other humans, right?
Yeah. I frame it this way. People say, I never once, and God's my witness, said I have good kids. I say I have kids. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Right?
He even shares his favorite kid.
Yeah, I have a favorite kid,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just had a new grandbaby a couple of days ago. From my favorite kids. Thank you. 13 grandkids.
Wow.
Yeah, my kids got the memo. The only reason I had them were to have them.
Yeah.
Life is awesome, right?
Gary. Yes, sir.
Oh, this is such a great.
I know. I knew it would be. It's the Farnon couple.
I know.
Duh. When I saw you guys this Monday, I'm like, yes.
And they feed you well.
Yes, they feed you very well.
Oh, man, you got awesome.
You guys got to ante up when we do Spotlight.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
That's our meal.
We'll make some borscht.
Oh.
That's a Ukrainian meal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
As long as it's gluten free, I'm down for most things.
We can make sure it's free and it has gluten.
Okay.
Gluten free.
So it has lots of gluten in it. I've never heard of it.
There's a gluten free version.
Oh,
Way to come back on there, man. That was awesome. Lily, you got a good husband here.
Go Lily.
We always ask people, we still got some time here. I just want to look at him.
Yeah.
Just look at him.
Okay.
Not him. So.
We have our producer in the house. So.
Boy, we've gone through it the last year as a business community.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you guys all agree that it has been a trip?
Yeah.
And thank God that we had some hailstorms and stuff. Elite struggled and out there across the whole state, roofing companies were struggling, and some did exit from that.
Yep.
So I'm glad you guys are still here. What's been challenging for you, Gary, the last year?
I think sometimes as the head of the household, as much as we are strong in our faith, as much as I've got the best partner on the planet, it just, I think it's, what's that?
Next to mine.
Post discussion. No, I just think no matter the situation, I think, and Vadim can probably attest to this too, and yourself, like we still have that ingrained in us where we worry about finances and just the kids and running the business. It's just so much comes together, and no matter who talks to you, even if you pray about it, something inside is going, are we going to be okay?
Yeah.
You know? And fortunately, and again, that's a good point. I mean, roofing, you had mentioned earlier to him, like, it was a blessing that they got the hail damage because that helped the business.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were struggling, with rates going high towards the end of the year.
Way up,
Yeah, but just in the last several weeks, I mean, be careful what you pray for, because when it rains, it pours. I mean, we've literally gotten about 10 new leads just in the last week or two. Yeah.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
Which we're super thankful for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's, I mean, it comes in as early as 7 in the morning and sometimes 11 at night. I'm like, you know what? I could be frustrated that it's interrupting the Bachelor time. That's what we watch on Mondays. But, you know, if I did, I'm sorry. I'm
so glad it interrupts that.
Well, we have to step away sometimes and watch trash TV to feel the moment. You know, so it is what it is.
We have to step away and watch trash.
I did it. I did the same
You
thing.
watch it?
No, not that. No.
I'll get ready to do this
You're
on
watching
you.
a show. I've
Well,
never seen that show.
it's just one of those where it's our decompression time. You know, we'll have a glass of wine, cheese, and watch it, and then you know, a call will come in at 9 o'clock, and we're like, you know, I'm like, but you know what? That call is a blessing.
Yeah,
You know, it is.
Yeah.
And I've texted you guys. I apologize in advance.
Yeah.
10 o'clock at night. Or I'll do it at like 6:30 and then realize it's 6:30 a.m. and that you guys may not
After
be
you
working.
DVR The Bachelor?
Huh?
After you DVR The Bachelor?
No, yeah, we can go back and watch that, yeah.
Is DVR still a thing?
No, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
It is on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to go back.
Yeah, I
and watch
record
it.
stuff still.
Do you? Oh, I didn't know you
Not
could still do
basketball
that.
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you don't
I like
do
to go
Hulu
back
and
and watch.
Netflix.
I don't do
Yeah, you don't do all
I
that.
don't stream.
You're the classic paying cable every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
All right. It's time to encourage the world.
Is it?
We just got our 5-minute
Well, I have to get them.
mark. Stop it. They know we love it.
Yeah, sometimes they be cutting me off too quick.
Yeah.
I'm like on a roll.
Yeah.
Right. So encouragement. This show is all about encouragement and hope. That's why we exist, right? So Gary, I want you to tell our community something encouraging and hopeful today, and also give them contact information to reach out to you.
Sounds
Look
good.
at that guy.
Hey there. So we see posts on social media about, just encouraging words all the time. And I think you mentioned our community earlier, right? And not just our community, but the world. Just be patient with people. I think we forget sometimes that we're so caught up in our own world that when someone gets upset with you, you just might be the target at the time. It's got nothing to do with you personally.
Nothing.
But they may know something small about you and they're ready to rip into you. Just be patient with them. I think that's my main thing, is just be patient and realize that it's not about you. There's something going on and you were just that target at the time.
Wisdom from Dr.
Oh,
Gary.
that's good. That was
That's deep.
really good, my friend.
Well, it's hard to top Liam. What he said earlier, I don't know how to top that. Oh yes, yeah. So we're on Facebook, the Farnon Home Team. PCS Alliance is our parent company. We're blessed. We've got some of the best agents with the company, including Danelle, one of our own agents. You can reach us at 719-650-16888. Also, we have the Farnon Home Team Facebook page as well. And then I'll let Frances.
Can I ask one thing?
Oh yes, please.
PCS, is that that retired? That past captain that started the PCS Home Team?
No, there's a lot of PCS because
okay.
So permanent change of station. It's a military thing. We're a veteran family, and so the company focuses a lot on veterans, if you will.
He does too.
Yeah, there's a lot of PCS teams in town. Yeah, because absolutely. So great question. Okay.
It's like EXP, Keller, but
There's a lot of PCS.
Yeah, but we're just, I would say probably.
But this is the best PCS team.
That's right.
Yeah. Give us something encouraging, young lady.
The one thing I always think of is just doing small things for people throughout the day, even if it's holding the door open, saying thank you, that sort of thing. I mean, I've had a bad day before, obviously, and someone just did something small for me, and it really can turn your day around. So just something small throughout the day can really change a person's day. I have a different phone number than him. Mine's a 720 number, but I can't change it because too many people have it. So it's 720-273-9097. We both answer our phones always. I would say 99.9% of the time. Usually you guys can get a hold of us. So if mine isn't working, call him, vice versa. But yeah, we'd love to help you buy or sell.
Indeed. Thank you, Frances. Thank you. Your turn.
Okay. All right. So, encouraging, be nice. We live in such a world where, even in all of our industries, competitiveness or wanting the business or whatever the case may be, just be nice to one another. We need more niceness. And just try to lead every day with positivity, and just take some time to decompress also. We all need it, as much as all of us are so driven and hardworking and determined, we all need a break, whether it's 5 minutes or a vacation week long, so just be nice in a world, because you don't know what someone's going through, so just be nice. Yeah.
How can we reach you?
Oh, you can reach me at 719-963-7932. That's my cell number, and my website is heather.geschke@comparioninsurance.com.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess my encouragement for our community, I'm going to encourage you to save money, and how you can save money. A lot of people get offended, and with this offense, it actually leads to health issues, worry, fear. At the end of the day, that costs us a lot of money. So there's a saying, don't take offense. And at the end of the day, you are responsible to take offense or not take offense. So today, just choose to not take offense. Forgive, because at the end of the day, that's a lot of our issues are rooted in that. So that's what I would encourage everyone in.
Awesome.
See, once again, I don't know how to top that. He is
Why do you
really
want to?
good.
I know,
I
Did you want to?
And I only share that because I started practicing that, and that works in my life. And so I love it, and that's what I would encourage our community in is, don't take offense.
And how do they reach your first priority?
Yeah, so contact number 719-551-1964, and then firstpriority.com. So it's not spelled out first, because there's another company called First Priority that's spelled out. It's actually the number 1, stpriority.com. And then if you want to schedule and book an appointment, you just go online, and there's going to be a section for you to schedule a complimentary appointment.
There we go. Thanks, Dean.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right. I get to close us out today. So again, before we wrap up, let's spotlight our sponsors once more. Crescio, our friend here, Joshua Aguirre, is passionate about uplifting the Southeast, and when you partner with his company, you will learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. Visit Crescio.com to learn more. And Westco Insurance, shout out Karen Butcher. Whoop, whoop. She loves helping people and save money and get the best service ever. And if you want to get more leads for your business, which we all do, obviously, right? Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsors have seen at least an 80% return on investment. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as now YouTube and Instagram. We are live on Instagram doing interviews around the world. So please join us on our journey as we are extending hope and encouragement and helping people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement.
Yes, it's always my pleasure to be here with the great Lisa Sennett and to be in front of you on Motivation Monday, because this is the day that people dread for some reason. Lisa and I love it.
We love it. We live for Mondays now.
We get to hang out, introduce you to wonderful people in our community. We had a chance to do it again today with these 4 incredible people on the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. Don't forget, guys, we have a reach of 45,000 a week and growing. Our platform is designed to help you get exposure for your business. Visit us at beencouraged.net. Look at one of our sponsorship platforms and join the movement of encouragement and hope. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.